right, Steve, we're going to go ahead and move to this morning's Health Watch. And officials in the European Union launching an investigation now into weight loss drugs. This comes as some patients claim medications like Ozempic are leading them to have thoughts of suicide and self-harm. Psychotherapist Lisa Palmer joining us to break down why certain substances might lead to these heightened reactions. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me on the show.
The first thing I want to talk a little bit is that there is a definite difference between something causing something and then something perhaps creating a heightened risk. Discuss the difference between those.
Well, I think that we tend to see things in a very linear perspective. If this, then that, this causes that. But it's a lot more complicated in most cases. So in the case of Ozempic or most medications, we can't say that the medication causes suicide because there's so many other factors involved, but we can say that it does lead to a heightened risk.
And how does it do that? Like, is it a chemical reaction that leads to this heightened risk? Explain to me the science behind it.
Right. So anytime you're putting a chemical in your body, it's changing chemicals in your body, right? And so everything is interconnected, especially when it comes to brain health and how you think and act. When someone has suicidal ideation usually comes first before the suicide itself. And where does that come from? It's coming from traumas. It's coming from mood instability. It's coming from problems in your life and a sense of hopelessness. So when you add any chemical on top of that, it can lead to a heightened risk in individuals who already have those issues as factors that are causing them strife.
So you're not going to go from like totally no suicidal thoughts to suicidal thoughts just by getting on the drug.
It could lead to that because, again, if everything is becoming heightened due to changes in hormones, sugars, chemistry in your body, but we have to understand that people are already suffering with these different issues in the first place that are not handled. So it's exaggerating issues that are already there and putting those people at some type of risk. But we can't say globally, you know, if you take this medication, you are going to commit suicide, which I think is something that a lot of people tend to have that black and white thinking, and I don't think we can say that's the case.
But it's a little bit confusing because I'm not kidding you. Last month, we did the story where it's like people on Ozempic are losing weight and it's curing their anxiety. It's curing their depression. They don't have mental health issues anymore. So how can it do that, yet at the same time perhaps give you a heightened risk for suicide?
Again, it really kind of depends on the individual, because when we talk about losing weight and feeling great, what we're really talking about is a body image change, and your body image is your image of yourself. For some people, losing weight, hey, they feel great, their image starts to change, they start to feel better, they start to feel more confident. For other people, it's a bit more deep than that, because their body image issues are coming from core belief systems, not feeling good enough, problems in their life, emotional issues that are tied to their traumas. So it doesn't really matter how thin they get or how good they look. When they look in the mirror, they don't see that person that is looking back at them the same. They don't see maybe a lean person, a healthy person. They don't like themselves.
So should you be weary of these drugs?
I think you need to be weary of anything that you put in your body and how it's going to affect your chemistry. And you always have to be self-monitoring yourself about your thoughts, your belief systems, assessing your life, your emotions, and realizing that anything, including coffee, including caffeine, can influence the way systemically how you're reacting. It can cause anxiety or cause different kinds of issues that throw you off course. So we always want to be kind of self-regulating and assessing ourselves how balanced we are. And of course, that would include the medications that we're taking and how they're affecting us.
Psychotherapist Lisa Palmer, thank you so much. We'll go back to what you said originally. It's complicated, because it is. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
We do want to say this, though, without equivocation. If you or someone you know needs support now, you can call or text 988